Welcome to our midweek reflection. My name's Jackie, and we're continuing our series looking at some well-known Psalms. This week, I'm reflecting on 3 verses from Psalm 121, verses 1, 2, and 8. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And verse 8. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. There's one sermon that stayed with me for literally decades. In it, the preacher kept repeating a phrase over and over. Run the race, looking unto Jesus. That's a summary of Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. That phrase has helped me to keep focusing on Jesus through the ups and downs of life, to run the race of life with him. I haven't always succeeded, but when I've remembered those words and put them into practice, they've made all the difference. God has been faithful and led me safely through. This psalm asks, where is our focus? Who are we looking to? Where does our help come from? The psalm was sung by the Jewish people as they journeyed up to Jerusalem for their festivals. On their way, they passed through mountainous terrain from Jerusalem to Jericho. The hills around might have stirred feelings of both comfort and protection, but they could also spell danger. But as the psalm says, their source of help and protection isn't in the hills themselves, but in the one who formed the hills with his own hands, the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth, the one they worshipped. Who are you looking to for help as you journey through life? Where does your help come from? What was true for those Jewish pilgrims is true for us on our journey through life too. The amazing truth is that our Lord, the maker of heaven and earth, is our helper. He's interested in every detail of our lives. You might remember Jesus' words, look at the lilies of the field, look at the birds of the air. The Lord, your maker, clothes and feeds them. How much more will he care for you? The one condition is that we keep seeking him. We need to lift up our eyes and look not just at creation, but at the Creator, the Lord, our Maker. But how do we do that? Here are a couple of practical suggestions which might help. First, start the day by focusing on God. You could read a psalm. The later ones are full of praise and worship. Or you could listen to or even sing a hymn or worship song. Perhaps create a playlist on your phone or have a few CDs to hand. Another thing which I've done this year is to have a blessings jar. I keep a pen and paper by it and write down ways in which I've experienced God's blessing. It can be something quite small, and I don't add something every day. But when I do, it helps me lift my eyes and focus on our loving and faithful God. It helps me keep things in perspective, especially as I see the jar filling up to overflowing. The words that struck me from the final verse were watch over. Do read the rest of the psalm this week, and as you do, you'll notice how many times that phrase watch over occurs. God promises to watch over us. That doesn't mean that nothing bad will happen to us just because we're Christians. As we know, we're subject to major illnesses and sadnesses like anyone else. But we can be confident that our help will come from the Lord. He will help us through the difficult times. Our Maker will protect and deliver us from evil as we trust Him, as we lift our eyes and look to Him. So I'm going to end by praying a blessing for you, asking God to watch over you this week and into the future, as He promises He will in this psalm. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. Thank you so much for listening. It would be lovely to see you at one of our services this week too. Have a good week. Bye for now.